Aloha. I'm Paul Norman. I'm the executive director of Neighborhood Place of Puna. And today is January 15th. It's the anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And I just wanted to take a moment to reflect a little bit, to share a little bit of one of the things I learned through my studies and readings of Dr. King's works. Um, One of the things I was really struck was something that Dr. King wrote about in his biography. Um, so we all know, we've all heard the story of Rosa Parks and the bus boycott, and um, we don't really, most of us don't know much more about that. But the reality was that the bus boycott lasted for over a year. It was a very hard struggle. And the city leaders and the bus company and the police used pretty much every means at their disposal to fight the boycott, to undermine the boycott, changing laws, changing rules, um, frivolous arrest, and really just to make uh, the lives of the Black community who are just trying to get some very basic rights miserable. And very early on in Dr. King's autobiography, he talks a lot about this. This was right the big first challenge that uh, big organizing challenge that he had. And after about 2 weeks of the bus boycott, the city leaders are like, "Hey, we should meet with the leader of the this Black community and find out what they want or what's going on." And so they do, and it did not go well. And later in his autobiography, Dr. King um, writes the following, and I'm going to read directly from his biography now. And it says, Dr. King says, or wrote, "I had believed that the privileged would give up their privileges on request. This experience, however, taught me a lesson. I came to see that no one gives up his privileges without strong resistance." And that stuck with me. This idea that you can have the best argument, you can be on the side of right, you can be on the side of compassion, but that's not enough. So we all know that it is morally wrong that there are children in our community who do not have enough to eat. We all know that it is morally wrong that there are children experiencing homelessness. Everybody knows that, not just me, not just because I work for a nonprofit. The thing is, it's not enough to know it's wrong. It's not enough to have a reasonable argument. We actually have to work together to leverage our political strength to affect political change. And so, to be clear, because these are kind of treacherous times right now, I'm talking about real political transformation, not violence, not any of that stuff, but making your voice heard. It's not enough to talk among your friends about the injustice of child hunger. You need to tell your politicians, you need to tell your church leaders, you need to tell the leaders in your community that it is unacceptable. And we can change our community for the better, to create a community that's more supportive of the vulnerable, that is more nurturing towards our children. So on this anniversary of Dr. King's birthday, I hope that you will take some time to reflect on what you can do to create the society that you want to live in, to create a more compassionate, loving, and harmonious society in which fewer people go without the basics of life. Have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful weekend. Aloha.